Okay, so let us consider this question under the topic of matrices. Okay, so the question number 1 reads, if A, which is the matrix as given here, with the following elements, the first row, -1, 2, second, 3, 0, the third row with elements 1 and 4. Find A transpose. So what we are seeing here represents or denotes the transpose of the matrix A. So how do you get the transpose of a matrix? Okay, so what we are going to do for our solution, we need to understand that for the first part, question 1A, which is talking about the transpose. For you to get the transpose of a matrix, you simply change rows into columns. So we have got how many rows in here? We have 1, 2, 3 rows. So all these rows are going to be changed into columns. So the first row is this one here. Okay, so we are going to have that as the first column. So we have -1, 2 down here. The second one is this row. So we are going to have 3, 0, and then 1, 4. So this is going to be the transpose of the matrix. So we are simply saying A transpose is equal to this matrix here. Okay, we can now move our attention to the second part of the question, which says, given that this matrix multiplied to this other one should be equal to the given matrix here. So find the value of x given this situation here. So how can we find the value of x? So for part B, we understand that there is an involvement of multiplication. In between the two matrices, there is multiplication. So that is what we are expected to do. So how do we multiply matrices? Multiplication of matrices goes in this order, row by column. Okay, so in the first matrix here, we're going to be picking the rows, which shall be multiplying the columns that we have. In this case, we just have one column. So this row is going to multiply this column, and then also this row is going to multiply this column. Whatever we shall obtain shall be equated to this. Okay, so let's move. The first element goes with the first element in the column here. So it's -2 times 3. Okay, we can put it in brackets. Then we are going to say plus. The second element in the first row is 1 times the second element in the first column here, which is 1 also. So it's 1 also times 1. Okay, so we can close the matrix. Okay, and then we move to our second row multiplying the same column. So again, it's x times 3. We are going to indicate it here, plus -2 times 1. -2 times 1. Okay, so all this shall be equated to the other part, that is the matrix with the following elements. Okay, so from there, we need to continue and simplify what we have inside here. So I'm going to open the brackets here, or the matrix, and then multiply -2 by 3. This is going to give us -6, plus this is going to give us 1. Then x by 3, we shall get 3x. Then plus -2 times 1, we are going to get -2. Maintain the brackets. So this again shall be equal to the same matrix that we have here. From there, we can simplify further. So -6 plus 1 is going to give us -5. And then 3x plus -2. So positive times negatives is going to give us negative. So we simply get 3x minus 2. Okay, that is what we are going to get, which shall be equal to the very matrix. Okay, and from what we can see here, the first part of the matrix here is equal to what we have here. So by comparison, this element here is supposed to be equal to what we have here. Similarly, the element on the second part is supposed to be equal to the element on the other matrix. So we simply equate 3x minus 2 equal to 7, which gives us an equation which can be worked out. And then we are going to say 3x equal to 7. Then we get the additive inverse of negative 2, which is positive 2. So 3x is equal to, which gives us a 9. And then to get the value of x, we simply divide on both sides. So x is equal to 3. That's it for this question. See you in the next one.